Today I'm going to show you how we trim pork for competition. If you guys have a butcher that can source some good pork for you, definitely do that. I got this from Boari Craft Butchery in Corpus Christi, Texas. Now you can see what they did here was they actually cut out the money muscle, but I do ask them not to trim this very much. So basically what they're doing is they're just going about 4 inches or so, and they're cutting straight down on that pork butt. So from here, what I like to do is, obviously, this is our money muscle here. If you guys don't know what the money muscle is, it is a muscle that literally looks like this. It is opposite of the bone, has a lot of fat striations in it. We call it money muscle because a lot of the times we make money from this piece. That's what we're turning into the box. So for me, I like to make this as simple as possible. I like to take just a few cuts. So I'm gonna come right here on the opposite side of the money muscle where I see this fat seam, and I just cut straight down. That's one cut. Now I'm going to get my knife and I'm going to start going on the opposite side of the money muscle that we just trimmed, closest to this fat cap. And what I do is I just get my blade and I start cutting pretty much straight down. Again, I'm right on the opposite side of what we just cut, closest to the fat cap. So once I expose this meat a little bit and I get away from this fat cap, again, we're just going straight down. We're making it simple. Well, that's 2 cuts. So now you can start to see where our money muscle is. So what I like to do from here is I like to see where this money muscle ends, just about. So there's a lot of fat here on this side of our money muscle. I really don't want to turn that in. So I'm going to come and I'm going to trim a little bit just to kind of see where I could go to. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim and then kind of angle down, straight down. So now you can see that again, our money muscle is starting to take shape. So from here, I'm just going to turn it to the opposite side, and you can see that there's some messed up pieces right here on the end. Those aren't going to look very well. They're not going to cook very well. I'm going to go straight down here as well. So now, to be honest, we're pretty close to this being done. I'm just about done with my knife. So now that we have everything exposed, you guys can see where our money muscle is in this pork. It's right there. This fat right here doesn't bother me too much. I'm not too worried about it, but you can see we got a nice money muscle. Now, technically, this piece right here is really the only part of the money muscle, but these tubes and all the surrounding muscles make for a larger money muscle, which is what I like to turn in. So if we flip to the opposite side, again, you can see that this money muscle really just kind of stops right here. But we're going to use all of this to make one nice round piece of pork. So now what I want to do is I just want to flop this on its side. You can still see that we have a lot of meat here, and that's completely fine. I don't want to use my knife at this point, but I do want to look at that circle, and I just want to use my shears. And I'm just going to round it out. Now, I'm just going to continuously keep shaping this pork with my shears, and I'm going to be mindful, like right there. You see all that fat that come off? That came off really simple too, because it's like connected tissue. Really, really simple. There's a lot of silver skin in there. You can see I'm really, really easily cutting it away. And that right there is looking really good. So from here, I'm just going to round everything just a little bit. Get those fat pieces off if I need to. And this to me is a perfect money muscle. You guys can see that I did not take very many cuts at all. It is going to be a little bit easier, obviously, if your butcher gets you a piece of meat that's pretty much halfway cut. But just in case you guys are not able to do that, I'm going to show you how to do it on a full butt as well. And now for our butt that is full but it has no bone, all I'm going to do is I've located my money muscle. You guys can see that it looks really close to this. So this is my money muscle here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come over about 4 inches or so, and I'm going to cut straight down. And now you guys can see here that this looks very similar to the piece that we just started with a few minutes ago. So now it's going to be the same exact thing. I'm coming to the right side of this money muscle. I'm going to cut straight down. And you guys can see that this money muscle, this pork does not look as great as my last one. I'm not worried about it. We're going to fix this right up. So now we're going to get that fat cap and we're going to start filleting it away. Make sure you have a really, really nice sharp knife. This is a 6-inch Victorinox flexible boning blade that I really enjoy using. Now that I've filleted it a little bit, we're just gonna go straight down. So now again, I'm gonna cut straight down here at the end of this fat. Rotate. Same thing. Now again, we flip, we turn. This one definitely doesn't look as nice as my last one. Right there, it looks pretty good. So I know that there might be some separation right here. It's completely okay. This sometimes happens. I'm not too worried about it, but I really just have to be very careful when I'm injecting this specific piece of pork. So now I'm gonna take my shears and I'm gonna start rounding this bad boy out. So now you guys can see that I'm completely done. Again, this does not take too many cuts. I prefer to use my shears over anything else for this. And then I just like to shape it out that way. So side by side, you can see the first one I did is just a little bit longer. I'm not too worried about that either. This is gonna be completely fine for me. I'm gonna be able to get at least, you know, 6 good slices out of this money muscle, but it is a very simple process for us in the way that we do our pork. Now, if you guys want to make pulled pork, all you do is use the opposite side of what we just trimmed off, season it up, and you throw it on your smoker. You'd inject it the same exact way, and you'd basically treat it the same exact way, except for, of course, I think you need to go just a little bit more tender than the money muscle. If you guys have any questions on how we did this, why we did this, or if you want to see how successful this specific trim was, make sure to look out for the competition video where we compete in Jourdanton, Texas. We are in Jourdanton, Texas right now. That's the exact pork that we're going to be running tomorrow morning. As always, we really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.